Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the FPL Affairs podcast, a podcast that strips back and lays bare our 9-month love affair with FPL. In our latest Game Week Unwrapped, FPL Affairs Lion and myself, Magpie, are joined by FPL Affairs Peacock to analyse our Game Week 4 team selections and their impact on our ranks. We also announced the winners of the week's Admin's Good, the Bad and the Ugly awards. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for all of our content, and click the bell for notifications each time we release something new. Anyway, enough of my small talk, let's get cracking.
And there's Mo Salah. There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry. He scored. Ice cold precision from Palmer. Kayo Saka. That is a diamond of a goal.
Okay, greetings everybody to the Game Week 4 Unwrapped with me, myself, Matt, aka the FPL Affairs Magpie, and joining me, as with the last few weeks, Bossman Lewis, aka the FPL Affairs Lion, and fresh from his appearance in the boardroom, Andrew, aka the FPL Affairs Peacock. How are you, gentlemen? Lou?
All good. All good, all good.
Raring
Andrew?
to go.
I think some people might end up asking why you're in the car, Andy, but
Been
it's not
kicked
really.
out.
Talking too
Um,
loudly, even louder than me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
apparently my voice echoes across the house, even when I whisper.
Mm. Yeah, I'm told I'm too loud even when I'm talking normally. Anyway, we're getting off the bit off the point. So yeah, we best get started with those slides and we'll go through our teams, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as well as two new awards which wasn't available to get on the slides, but they will be on the slides for next week. And we'll explain once we get onto that.
were you on free hit, Andy?
No,
No.
I didn't
Okay.
do any chip, unfortunately, this last week.
Okay.
I really
Right.
wish I did.
Right, so you shall see Game Week 4 Unwrapped, and I've decided to go for a bit of a defensive because of
Yeah.
the number of clean sheets. Defenders on the thumbnails. We've got Joachim Anderson of Fulham and fresh from his
Nicky van der
14-point
Ven.
haul, excluding Defcon. He didn't get Defcon, did he? Van der Ven?
No.
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 Yeah, so and Van der Ven. I think.
West Ham don't attack enough to get any DEFCONs, I'm afraid.
Well, we were hoping to be also joined all the way from Malaysia, sorry, London, um, from the FPL Affairs Dove, but he's having a bit of difficulty getting on my settings, so we'll have to try and get that. I'll try and get that sorted out for our talking points video. So his team will show up first. We'll skip over that, possibly, maybe. So, yep, showing his, he did really well, 81 points.
Yeah.
Current ranking of 444k in the world, so good start.
Yeah,
Um,
he's doing well. Is he top of our admin league or is he second, first? He's second.
second,
Mixed
Yeah.
second
first.
behind reigning champion
Nick.
Firefly. So
Okay.
yeah, but then to be fair, I don't think Mohammed's used a chip, whereas Firefly's used. That's Mick Shannon. He's used 2 or possibly even 3 chips.
Okay.
I think he's used
Yeah,
two and he's
Mohammed.
debating using a third, isn't he?
Okay. Mohammed's had a good start, definitely.
Yeah, so he's got Sanchez in goal. He played a 4-3-3, Anderson, Van der Ven, Porro, and Gahey at the back. So, yeah, 4 clean sheets. We're
And
definitely
Haaland cap,
dominant.
and that was it.
Blank in the midfield of Fernandez, Wirtz, and Kudus. Also, Ekitike up front, who was his vice captain. And then he got João Pedro's 7 points, and he captained Haaland for his 26.
Yeah.
So, and he made a good shout with his bench choices. Although actually, Estev, as if he would have played 5 at the back, um, he would have got an extra couple of points with a Stev, but I don't know who you take out of that front six to play a back five
Mm.
um, against
You wouldn't,
Liverpool.
would you?
No, it would be a
Okay.
lot.
Who's gone?
It would have been a lot of Bossel for that. So his
Yeah.
grand total of 81 points, um, which was 10 points above his safety score, which anyone who's unaware of safety score, that's basically how many points you need to maintain what rank you're at, which has put him on 259 points altogether and moves him up from 976k down to, as I said, 444. So halved his rank. Um, yeah, good start. Any quick comments on Mohammed's team?
No, he's had a good start, and yeah, it's a shame he's not here to talk us through it. But maybe if he jumps on in part two, maybe he can give us a brief
Yeah.
comment.
No, he's
Yeah,
done brilliantly, to be fair to him. That's crazy.
yeah, very, very good start, competent start, and it'll be interesting as to what he has planned next. Right, moving on. Now, I have a funny feeling it might be you, Andrew, because it's your first um, appearance on the Unwrapped one. So, talk us through yours.
Dire. Dire, dire,
Oh,
dire. Well, let's be honest, if I didn't have Ramiro or Munoz, then I would have been
mm,
absolutely trashed that week.
so he finished on 48, which was yeah,
Yeah, didn't take a hit, no chip used, and
okay.
yeah, I think it was actually game week ranking. It was 10.2 mil.
Ooh.
Mm,
Out of 11.7 mil players.
Yeah,
I will just
couldn't have
say
really gone much worse last week. To be fair,
if it makes you feel any better, Romero had a goal. I'm sure you saw it. Romero had a goal ruled out that probably
it
shouldn't
did.
have been,
It shouldn't have
and
even been ruled out.
it
No.
definitely shouldn't have been. And Reinders could have easily double um, returned. So
Yeah,
yeah, fine margins, but I think you were unlucky probably not to hit closer to 60 based on
yeah.
those factors.
It is what it is. I took a bite with Munoz because I thought with Sarau he was going to be playing that winger. I think he did actually play further up as well.
Yeah.
Um, but it was just unlucky that they didn't actually produce anything. So
And
I'm
also looking at your team, because you don't have Salah or Haaland, there
yeah,
wasn't really an obvious captain, was there? I think it like if you own
no,
Salah or Haaland, like that's where you go. But looking at your
100% it would have
team,
been one of them. Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, that's incoming.
yeah, I can see why you captain Munoz essentially is what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was no other real standout there. To be fair, I just
mm,
knew that the Liverpool game was going to be close. The United
mm,
derby was going to be close. Well, actually, I didn't think the Liverpool game was going to be close because they had Burnley, didn't they? So
Mm.
yeah,
I know Burnley are pretty good defensively at the minute, so it was going to be a tough one for them. And then the Manchester derby was going to be close score
yeah,
favourite.
and you couldn't have really captained Wirtz in his current form, and Gakpo would have been a big risk. So yeah, I do understand the captaincy play.
Mm.
I think he
Yeah,
got a yellow card quite early, didn't he? Which was obviously not a
yeah.
good
Early on
start
in the
for
first
him.
half, you got that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I even heard that it could have potentially been a red, so maybe swings and roundabouts. I mean, that
So
would
I
have been a
did
game
dodge the bullet there as well.
that would have been a game week ender, yeah, from the first.
Uninstalled the
Yeah,
game.
would have been
Yeah,
painful.
yeah.
Do you want to read your team out in full if you can make it out from the car?
Yeah, yeah. So Sanchez in goal. Um, yeah, just I could just go through them all and pretty much go blank, blank, blank. um, then obviously Munoz, Ramiro, who returned for me, which is thankful. Milenkovic, yeah, he's not gonna be in that team much longer, I don't think. And then Gakpo, Kudos, Renders, Fernandez, and Verts in the midfield with
Right.
Ekatike and Pedro running the line
Mm.
up front. Which Pedro, I mean, yeah, I was a bit gutted he didn't get any more, but
Yeah, so that was an ouch of 20 points behind your safety score.
Look at that. Look at that old ranking to the new one though. Oh,
You weren't doing too bad then, Andy. If you were at 1.9 million before this week, that's above most people, like
yeah.
especially
Oh,
active players. So you
well,
weren't doing too bad.
looking at the content creators online, like
Mm,
the FPL content creator, a lot of them are actually down in the threes to fours.
yeah, some of them lower. So
Yeah. So
Har
I was actually really proud of myself
mm,
going forward. I was like,
mm,
yeah, come on. This could be the
yeah,
season that I actually get top 1 mil.
mate, still plenty of time.
Harry dropped this week from three 3 point something million to 4.7.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah,
Still above him.
he's not happy and
They're all in crisis, aren't they? Because it's like a lot of their, I mean, they'll get views anyway, but a lot of their selling point and viewership is that they're essentially experts. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
when they don't, there's more pressure on them to have good ranks, of course, and when they're all struggling,
Oh, yeah.
um, yeah, it's quite not funny for them, but it's quite funny to see.
yeah. And I mean but Andy, um let's talk FPL. He hit the wild card late Friday evening. Um
Right?
Paid off relatively. I don't
Yeah,
think he showed his rank, or I'm not sure if he showed his rank, but he's relatively pleased with it. But anyway, that's them. Um, Painful, as you said, Andrew, with a game week rank of 10.5 million, which took you down from 1.9 to 4 point to just under 4.4 mil rank. But yeah, we've only had 4 weeks
And
so
20 off
far.
my safety score as well was crazy. I've never been that far away
did you
from a safety score.
did you consider a wild card or free hit or anything this week, or was it just not in the
No, I
plans?
didn't. I
No.
thought I was actually going to be all right with the fixtures.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's fair enough.
it's wild card week this week.
Wow. Okay. What as a result of what happened last week, or you were doing
Yeah,
that
I knee
anyway?
jerked it. I knee jerked it on Sunday
Oh,
evening. I was
Andrew,
like, screw you, I'm gone.
Andrew.
I did that game week 4 last season because I think I started with Haaland but not with Salah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, and then game week 4, I I think it was because I had absolutely no idea how they were going to start with Slot. So I just thought, you know what, I'll concentrate on the safety aspect of Haaland, and then Liverpool were like win and flying. Um,
Yeah.
So that was a knee jerk. I've got no Liverpool players. I'm going to have to get some somehow. Wild
yeah,
card knee jerk thing, and then got Salah in. I can't remember whether I went with Salah and Haaland
Mm.
or whether I went. I must have done, to be fair, the way Haaland started in the opening couple of weeks.
yeah,
He
The
got
way
like,
I'm basing my wild card now is I'm going DEFCON.
What
I'm
all
looking
of
at
your defensive?
DEFCON,
Yeah.
well,
and my team's actually looking pretty nice now,
So
and
I
that's with
reckon
Matthews.
you've
Salah and Haaland.
you've got Anderson. I reckon you've got Lacroix. I reckon you've got Tarkovsky, like those kind of
No,
guys.
We'll
None
uh,
of them.
not Tarkovsky. That was the only one that you didn't
Oh,
get
okay.
right.
Okay.
we'll um, we'll we'll
We'll look at
say
that.
we'll save the rest of that for
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
the talking points because we've got down DEFCON defenders and, well, DEFCON in general, um,
Right.
as the initial talking point there. Shall we move on to your team, Lewis?
Okay.
Talk us through yours.
Yeah. So I free hit this week. That was always the plan for game week 4 because I had triple Nottingham Forest and double Arsenal in my normal team. So I knew that this would be a good week to free hit. Um, Scored 81 points. So
Nice.
quite happy with how that turned out. Um, it was a good week for defence, wasn't it? There was a lot of clean sheets, and
Mm,
I was looking at. So I had Pope in goal. Newcastle got 8 points. That could have been Pope or Leno. I think they both ended up scoring the same, so I went with Pope. Livramento got 6. That was between him and Shah. I think Shah might have ended up getting a couple more points. So,
mm,
but yeah, either way, it was neither here nor there. So, Livramento 6 points. Gahey, 6 points for Palace. Anderson got a whopping 10-pointer for Fulham. Did he get Defcons, guys? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did, didn't he?
yeah, so it
Def
would have been 2 appearance points, 4 for a clean sheet, 6, maybe
yeah,
2 for DEFCON 8, and I think he got 2 bonus.
Yeah,
yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, he had a great game against Leeds for a 10-pointer. In midfield, I had the Liverpool double up, Salah and Gakpo. Um, and then I had Harvey Barnes for Newcastle and Dewsbury Hall for Everton. Dewsbury Hall I wasn't expecting anything from, but he was by going with Dewsbury Hall, it allowed me to have Haaland and Salah on my free hit. So
Mm,
I saw a lot of
that's
free hit
excellent.
drafts this week, and they were all 90% of them didn't have Haaland and Salah. They were just going with one. But the very first free hit draft I made, I put them both in and was obviously going with a few cheapies. I was able to get them both
Mm,
in, so I never considered not having either of them. I thought that was
mm.
the way to go, and
I think it was smart.
fortunately, yeah, fortunately that did just about play off. So yeah, I sacrificed having to have Dewsbury Hall, and like with Gay, he's only 4.5 million. Anderson's only 4.5 million. Um, my whole bench was 4 millions and 4.5s, but obviously on a free hit, you don't need a good bench.
No.
So yeah, that worked out well. Um, Midfield, yeah, Gakpo, Salah, Barnes, Dewsbury Hall, and then up front I had Gyökeres for 6 points. Mateta, who disappointed really, got 2 points against Sunderland. And fortunately, I captained the big man Haaland, and he, yeah, got a couple of goals and max bonus. So definitely
Nice.
happy with the free hit and moved up. Um, yeah, good timing on that, Matt. So I moved up new overall rank 2.5 million. So yeah, I will take that.
Nice.
yeah, you as good as halved your rank from 4.9.
Yeah, I needed it, and I kind of planned this game week 4 to be the one where I would jump quite a bit in rank. So I'm
Did you
pleased
look
it
at
was a
this
big
from
come.
the start then?
Yeah, so when the fixtures come out, obviously I made a draft and I use FPL team, so I don't ever go too far ahead, but I normally go kind of like people look like weeks and weeks and weeks ahead. I
Yeah.
looked at about literally 4 or 5 weeks and thought I picked my draft and I go through the weeks. And when I got to game week 4, it showed that I had like 3 players playing against 3 other players, and
Right.
Stells would have been my only keeper against Arsenal away. It's like, right,
Yeah.
okay, that's my free hit week. So I had it locked in that I was going to free hit. I didn't actually do the draft until we got into the week. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that actually
Nice.
sometimes, a
Executed.
little bit, yeah, a little bit of planning like that can work out. So that was good.
No, great stuff.
14 points on your bench as well.
Yeah, I swear, yeah, Ronaldo ended up picking up a clean sheet at Palace, didn't he? Which no one would have expected, I don't think. Dubravka was very close to a clean with max bonus against Liverpool. We won't talk about Liverpool too much, hopefully. But yeah, no, I was happy with that.
Yeah, so and 17 points above your safety score given you, so you're 231 points at the moment.
Sweet.
Right, yeah, and you said you're free hit. Right. So moving on mine. Um,
Oh, -4. You took a hit. Good man.
yeah, I think my main decisions going into last week, and I blabbered on for about 20 minutes on just my team, I think, in the team selection video with Weasel. And I had Ismail Assar and Strand Larson on my squad, and
Yeah.
I was very much I sort of had choice of three would be replace Strand Larson and bench Sar, replace Sar and bench Strand Larson, but both of
Mm,
those would involve playing Chris Wood against Arsenal, and I was already
right.
playing Elliot Anderson against Arsenal, and I thought
Mm,
I'm not comfortable with playing double Forest, but I
yeah.
very much was I don't want to take a hit. So in the end, I made the initial transfer of bringing in Semenyo for Sarr. I did that, and I was thinking, right, so that's done. That's my free transfer done. So it was Wood Wood starting alongside Watkins, the rest of the team the
Mm.
same. Um, and Murillo and Esteve as effectively the only playing players on my bench. And I just thought I
Mm.
was I was busy all day Saturday from 9 through till 5. And I thought I'm just going to be distracted through some of that, just stressing about Chris Wood. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to play a bit sensible and safe and try to, worst case scenario, maintain rank ish, or at least it wouldn't be a too massive hit. And brought in the popular João Pedro and Semenyo.
Mm.
And as it worked out, Semenyo, I thought, well, that was a transfer anyway, so I won't take into account. And how I judged the week was between what João Pedro got and what Chris Wood got. So I needed basically João Pedro to outscore Chris Wood by a minimum of four
Oh,
points,
yeah.
and he outscored him by six. So
Nice.
by taking that hit, small, but still 2 points more than what I would have done. Um,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
considering Sarr and Strand Larsen are both unknowns for when they'll be back, it won't cause me a benching headache, really.
Matt, Matt, were you watching the Arsenal Nottingham Forest game by any chance?
No.
Okay, so I was going to say because Wood hit the bar in that, and I think you would have been quite relieved to have seen that hit the bar. You know when you, if
I
you,
saw it
you
on
know,
Match of the Day. Yeah.
yeah. So he was very close to scoring, which would have obviously been a kick in the nuts for you. But yeah, fortunately,
Yeah.
that on paper that was the right decision anyway. So yeah, well done.
Mm. So my team in full, Sanchez in goal, 2 points. Chris Richards of Palace, 6 points. Anderson of Fulham, 10. Porro of Spurs, 6. In midfield, Captain Salah, and got his 18 from him. Reinders 3, Fernandez 2, Defcon points from Elliot Anderson, finally, fourth attempt of asking, after getting 11 and being one short in all three opening games. Semenyo, who was my vice captain, his 13 points. João Pedro 7, and Ollie Watkins being consistent and 2 points from him. So how that impacted my rank was total of 73 minus the 4, giving me 69, safety score of 60, 11 on the bench, and it moved me up from 7.0 mil to um, 5.95. So just inside 6 mil um, rank. So it was in the right direction by a million. So we
Green
shall
Arrow.
see
Yeah,
what will happen going forward. Um,
that was a nice needed green arrow for you, Magpie,
yeah,
wasn't it?
after because I think game week one don't really count. But that was a kind of proper middle of the road. Game week two was painful. That was a 9 point something game week rank, so that dropped me
Mm.
right down um, to closer to 8 million, I think. And then I got maybe a
Wow.
1 point green arrow or 1 point red actually in game
Yeah,
week three. Um, so two of the weeks I've pretty much hit the sort of average maintain rank points. But then this week 9 points above it. So
Oh,
that's
nice one.
that. Haven't used any chips yet. Um, and as you were saying, Lou, you tend to plan about 4 or 5 weeks or so. When I made my initial squad, I found a website. I'll have to put the link in the thing where you
mm.
could basically check the rotations. So I thought I really want to put in the defenders for that and check the rotations of the club so I can just hold this set of defenders
Yeah,
for some time. So I think I looked at least sort of 6 to 8 weeks minimum. fixtures wise. So I've been able to do that because none of them have got injured at that time, and they've been
Yeah,
relatively successful. But it's been,
cool.
yeah, the midfield and the forwards, and João Pedro's assist was actually the first return from any of my playing forwards
Hmm.
this season. All of them
Really?
have blanked.
Forwards at the minute.
All of them have blanked. So whether I've played two up front or three up front, every
Yeah,
single one that I've played has blanked um,
Jesus.
until
Yeah,
João Pedro's
crazy.
assist. So that's
Are you, are you hanging on, just quickly, are you hanging on to Watkins
I was going to
for the
ask
next,
that.
yeah,
well,
for the
that that I'll answer in our
part
talking
two?
points
Okay.
because we've got. I almost said vanilla assets then.
Well,
I've
Watkins
Yeah,
kind of is a vanilla asset,
they
isn't he?
are
He's
pretty
been
vanilla at
playing.
the moment in terms of their points. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go go into the story of tongue twisters and whatever at school today. Anyway, so moving on, looking at the time,
Yep.
you will
Hey.
notice, no, I forgot that it's not animated by doing
Hmm.
it through Zoom.
Hmm.
The Game Week 2 admin awards, the good, the bad, the ugly, the good this week, and I think this might be your second in the first opening 4 weeks, um,
Nice.
has been awarded simply because of the success of your free hit.
We've definitely got
Yep.
Champions League, Lewis, haven't we, this season?
Yeah. Well, maybe, maybe. I don't want to speak too soon, but maybe.
We'll see how your Champions League goes. We might have
Yeah.
FPL, Lewis, over there.
Yeah. I'll probably reverse and do terribly there and maybe better in FPL, but I'd probably take that anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so well done for that. The
cheers.
bad goes to, to be quite honest, he as good as volunteered or said I'm bound to get it, and is kind of the opposite to you, Lou. He also played his free hit, but his did not go very well, and having
Kieran?
Haaland sort of maintained a small element of dignity.
Hmm.
So he's probably guessed. The bad is FPL Affairs Hippo, Mr. Kieran Ball.
Chris.
What's very actually interesting, which he said in his actual like 5-star challenge, he was playing the FPL Affairs Firefly, who's stormy at the top.
Hmm.
Um, who got 90 points this week, but Kieran actually beat him in the 5-star challenge,
No way.
which he, which yeah, was quite surprising when he said it. I was like, okay. He just considering he made a whole team of predictions by making his free hit this week.
Yeah.
Um,
Did he just pick different players on the free hit than he did on his pick
Well, I've
five or
just got his
whatever?
team in front of me now. He picked Yeremy Pino in midfield
Right.
and started him.
Right. Did
yeah,
he
they
not pick up all the clean sheets then?
He had Munoz and
Yeah.
Anderson in defence.
Okay.
Left Ronaldo on the bench with 6 points.
Yeah.
And then Gakpo, Salah, Yeremy, and Dewsbury Hall in midfield. So the only return he had there was Salah. And then
Okay.
obviously Haaland, Ekitike, and Mateta. So he got 62 points because then he had Pope in goal. But
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't do much better to his regular team. So
yeah, I think he said it was only 7 points better than
yeah,
his regular team would have got, which if you're using a chip, although free hit's not necessarily the um, biggest or
no.
Yeah.
most beneficial,
You want to better
you'd
it
like
by at
to
least 15 to 20 points, don't you?
Oh, my regular team would have scored about 35 points this week, so that yeah, that makes me feel a lot
Bloody
better.
hell.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I would have had Declan Rice for a 1 pointer off the bench. I would have had Brennan Johnson for a 1 pointer off the bench.
mm.
Sells would have been my keeper. Um,
You didn't have
Nico Williams
Cucurella,
would have,
did you?
yeah.
I want to
No, I
question
didn't.
you on that team then in a minute when we do the
Okay.
next part, because that sounds
Yeah.
quite interesting for the next game week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
But Kieran's crystal balls clearly aren't working this season, so he might have to take them into the repair
Needs to get
shop
his
or
missus
something.
to shine them up for him.
He needs something.
Mm. Well, it's 2-2 in the five-star challenge against us, and Andrew, you're up game week 5, so your wild card's got got a pressure
Yeah, yeah.
against him.
I
So
didn't feel the pressure until then.
the ugly award, which I try not to give to the person who got the fewest points.
Mm.
It's usually, what's different to bad, how I separate it from bad is bad, I think, usually is sort of bad or silly decisions. Ugly is more sort of some good choices, some good decisions, just more sort of unlucky,
Okay.
unfortunate,
Yeah.
some sort
Yeah.
of painful ones. And this week, the ugly goes to the FPL Affairs Peacock.
I was going. I mean, fair enough. I mean it was an ugly week for me to drop that much as well in ranking was just. But it was. I mean, to be fair, it could have probably gone in the bag because stupid mistakes like not having Salah and Hallam, which we'll talk about later. But
Mm.
yeah, I'll take that award because it was pretty ugly. To be fair.
Mm,
And there was the unlucky element of Romero's goal being disallowed and Reinders
Yeah,
missing a one-on-one. So
yeah,
mm,
just a game week to forget for you.
yeah.
yeah.
It's all right. It's coming back.
And to be fair, a lot of
All coming
the
back
again a lot of the players you had are players that are
would
quite
return.
popular. It's
Yeah.
just
Mm.
you were unfortunate that Salah, the most
It
highly
was a
owned
rubbish
captain,
game
was
week though for score lines.
yeah,
I
Mm.
mean, what did we have on Saturday? 3-0 nils.
yeah,
Was
Yeah.
it three
loads.
nil
It was
nils in the end?
Well, no, because Fulham scored late, didn't they? And,
Oh, sharp.
yeah.
No, Fulham.
But
Fulham didn't score.
it, yeah, well, it was looking like a lot of nil-nils. But
It
yeah,
was, yeah,
it was a game week for defenders, no doubt.
yeah, definitely.
mm, which will be a very big talking point when we record that shortly. So, how can you get in touch? Where can you find us? Our email address is lowercase fplaffairs@gmail.com. On X, our user handle is at fplaffairs. Facebook, the group link is in our description on the YouTube video channel. And alternatively, you could search the Facebook group for FPL Affairs. We should pop straight up. Our YouTube channel is /at FPL Affairs, and the Spotify links are generally found at the bottom of the video, or on Spotify you could search up FPL Affairs. There may still be time to join our leagues if you haven't already. The Classic League code is 12RRCG, or the Classic code is lowercase I 6NQNB. Unfortunately, the head-to-head league is now closed as the season has started. So thank you guys for joining us. It's been us, me, yes, no, I'll direct it. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us on your first game week unwrapped, and hopefully it's not the last. And pay no attention to Kieran's lame attempts at claiming that since he appeared on the pod in, I think, game week 32 last season, is yeah, he flopped at the back end,
We'll see how
tail
game
end of
week
the
5
season,
turns out
and
if I'm
he's
here next
claiming
week.
I've cursed him. So,
Yeah, we'll see how
um,
game week 5 turns out if I'm here next week.
Yeah.
well, that will be another story. And as you said, you mentioned about defenders and that, which will, spoiler alert, is the first of the talking points that we will be covering. So thanks, guys, for your teams. Any final comments about game week 4 in the context of your teams or each
Game
other's
week to
teams?
forget.
game week to forget for Andy, a game week to remember for me, and a pretty above average one for you. So yeah, I'll catch you in part two.
Yeah. And Weasel will be sharing his quickly at the start of our transfers video later in the week. So
Cool.
all that's left to say is keep your FPL affairs for next week wrapped up until the deadline, which is Saturday morning again, I believe, because of the European fixtures. Good luck for those of you that are supporting them. And look out, we'll post in the group. We've got a FPL Affairs League set up for the Champions League Fantasy, which only the second season I've done it. So we shall see. But thanks, guys, and we shall see you shortly. Bye bye.